The last 10 minutes of your silent auction are worth more than the first 2 hours combined. Most organizations have no idea this is true, and because of that, they leave thousands of dollars on the table every single event. When we look at bidding activity data across thousands of auctions, the pattern is unmistakable. Bid volume spikes dramatically in the final 10 minutes when donors are reminded that time is running out. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to engineer that spike intentionally and what to do in those final 10 minutes to raise an extra $8,000 before you close bidding. Welcome to the $1 Million Nonprofit. Every day, I give you one specific, actionable tip to raise more money at your next event. No fluff, no theory, and no wasted time. Just strategies backed by real data from thousands of live fundraising events. If you are planning any kind of auction event this year, what I am about to share with you is one of the highest leverage things you can implement. Now, here is something worth knowing before we get into the strategy. The reason we can talk about this with such specificity is because charityauctions.com tracks bidding behavior across thousands of events every year. If you want to see exactly how your own bidding data breaks down and where your revenue is leaking, they offer a free demo of the platform at charityauctions.com/demo. You can see the real-time bidding dashboards, the closing time analytics, and everything else we talk about on this show in action. Link is in the show notes. All right, let us talk about what is actually happening psychologically in the final 10 minutes of a silent auction. There is a well-documented behavioral principle called loss aversion, and it is one of the most powerful forces in human decision-making. People are roughly twice as motivated to avoid losing something as they are to gain something of equal value. What this means for your auction is that the moment a donor realizes they are about to lose an item they want, their motivation to bid jumps dramatically. The problem is that most events never activate this psychology deliberately. The auction just quietly closes, and donors who might have bid again simply never got the trigger they needed. The other thing happening in those final minutes is social proof. When your MC announces that bidding is closing soon and the room starts buzzing, people look around and see other people rushing to their phones. That activity is contagious. One person bidding signals to others that something worth having is about to disappear. This is why a well-executed closing announcement does not just remind people to bid. It creates a visible moment of urgency that spreads through the room organically. So here are 3 specific things you need to do in the final 10 minutes to capture every possible dollar. The first thing is to script your 10-minute warning announcement and make it specific. This is not a casual, hey folks, the auction is closing soon. Your MC needs to stop whatever is happening, get the room's full attention, and deliver a specific, energetic announcement. Something like this. Attention everyone, you have exactly 10 minutes left to place your final bids on all silent auction items. 10 minutes. If there is something on those tables you have been thinking about all night, now is the time. Pull out your phone, open your bidding app, and get your bid in before it is gone. Notice what that script does. It creates urgency with a specific time. It speaks directly to the person who has been eyeing an item all night, and it gives them a clear action to take right now. That specificity is what converts a passive guest into an active bidder. The second thing is to have your volunteers physically walk the room during those 10 minutes. This is one of the most underused tactics in live fundraising. When your MC makes the announcement, your volunteers should immediately fan out across the room with one job. Find the people who are not on their phones and help them bid. They are not being pushy, they are being helpful. A volunteer walking up to a guest and saying, "Do you need help placing a bid? I can show you how in about 30 seconds removes every barrier between that guest and a bid." We see organizations add thousands of dollars in revenue just from this one tactic because there are always guests who want to bid but feel awkward about the technology or do not know how to find the item they want. The third thing is to use a countdown close for your highest value items. Instead of all items closing at the same time, identify your top 3 to 5 items and close them one at a time in the final 10 minutes with a live countdown announced from the stage. Item 42, the private chef dinner for 8, closes in 3 minutes. Current high bid is $600. Who wants to take it? This technique turns the end of your silent auction into a mini live auction experience. It focuses the room's attention on one item at a time, It creates a competitive atmosphere and it gives your highest value items the spotlight they deserve instead of getting lost in a mass close. Organizations that use this technique consistently report their top items selling for 20 to 30% more than they would in a standard time close. So, to recap, the last 10 minutes of your silent auction are your highest leverage window of the entire event, and you need to engineer them deliberately. Script a specific, energetic 10-minute warning announcement that activates loss aversion and gets people moving. Deploy your volunteers to walk the room and help guests place bids, removing every barrier between a guest and a final bid. And use a countdown close for your top items to create a live auction atmosphere that drives your highest value items to their maximum price. If you implement all three of these tactics at your next event, you will feel the difference in the room and you will see it in your final revenue number. The $8,000 figure I mentioned at the top is conservative. For larger events, the number is significantly higher. The opportunity is there every single time. You just have to activate it. I will see you tomorrow for another tip to help you build $1 million nonprofit.